Joining us now, the two men who will drive the W12, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Gentlemen, fabulous to see you. Really, really good to see you. Valtteri, how are you? How was your winter break?
Very good, thank you. Break was good, fully recharged, being healthy, been able to have a solid training program and been working on myself, trying to be the best I can this year. And yeah, honestly, now seeing the car, just now the first thing in my mind is I just can't wait to drive it and can't wait to get back to racing.
What lessons did you learn in 2020 that you're bringing to 2021?
A lot of lessons again. It's so much things in this sport that you learn about yourself, and the opportunities to be better driver each year if you take those on board. And I think the main thing of the winter and over the break with the processing and learning of things has been the self-honesty. So trying to really look into the details, that how I can be better. And that's ultimately the goal when I'm on the grid in Bahrain, to know that I've done everything I can to be at my physical and my mental best. And same thing, overall target is then to get to the end of the year in Abu Dhabi and look back and say I did everything. Gave it all I had, and yeah, hopefully that will bring the results.
Sir Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion. I keep thinking back to that little kid on Blue Peter with the remote control car, and my goodness, what a future that kid had and has. You know what I mean? Do you look back at the whole scope of what you've achieved?
Of course, definitely. And I think I was just talking to Toto. It's really about opportunity, and I was very, very fortunate when I was younger to have those experiences on BBC and really just my dad worked so hard, my family worked so hard to create an opportunity and a path for me to be able to excel. And so it's crazy to think that it's been so long. You know, I've been racing a long time. This is I think my 15th year in Formula One. So yeah. It's hard to believe it's gone that fast, but so many amazing experiences, so many great relationships, so many things learned during that time. So I'm excited to kind of put everything that has been built each year and put it into the focus.
Let's get out of the way, because you're going to be asked it a million times over the course of the season. Why did you only sign with Mercedes for a year?
Well, I mean, firstly, I'm kind of in a fortunate position where I've achieved most of the stuff that I've wanted to achieve up until this point, and so there's no real need necessarily to plan too far ahead in the future. I think we're living in quite an unusual period of time in life, and I just wanted 1 year as a then we can talk about if we do more and keep adding it one if we have to. The main priority for 2021, in the past it was about just winning championships, but now it's really pushing for make real. You know, last year there was a lot of discussion about equality and inclusion, and I think there was a lot of talk. This year it's all about pushing for diversity and really making sure that action is taken. So that's kind of at the core of the drive for me. But of course, we exist to win. So that's what all these guys here, guys and girls here, are working towards. And so that's my goal, is to deliver that for them.
Big picture stuff, though. Who do you think are Mercedes' biggest threat this year? You've got to say that Red Bull were frighteningly quick in Abu Dhabi.
My feeling, yeah, at the beginning of the year, could be Red Bull if I had to guess now, but obviously, like Toto doesn't have the crystal ball that works, I don't also have it. So, but it could be a surprise, as you just never know. There's lots of new drivers, and you know, McLaren with the Mercedes power unit, Ferrari after tricky last year. We'll see. So
that's what the drivers think. But how much of a role will this new machine and the rule changes play this year? I know a man who can tell us, the ever-eloquent Mr. James Allison. James, great to see you. Loving your work. Introduce us to this beast. What do we need to know?
Well, you'll know if you look. It doesn't take much more than a glance to see that it is an old friend in many ways. Yep. Same monocoque as last year, same gearbox as last year, lots of the same structure underneath as last year. But look a little closer and you'll also see there's some fairly significant differences. Just a glance at the side pod there and you'll see a rather sexy looking bulge in the engine cover, which is hiding some of the work that our friends at HPP have done to squeeze more horses into that power unit for us for the year. And across the whole car, it is actually dressed in new clothes, new aerodynamic finery that we hope will make it a successful car. The bit we're not showing you...
What's going on here? You're covering something there.
The bit we're not showing you is down along the edge of the floor. That area is the area that was most affected by the new regulations, where they tried to pull performance away from the car by changing the floor regs. And down there's a bunch of aerodynamic detail that we are not quite ready to release to the world. Not because it's not there, but because we don't want our competitors to see it. We don't want them starting to try and put similar things in their wind tunnels. Just buys us a couple of weeks extra.
So essentially there's something so juicy under there, you're almost certain your competitors will steal that.
I think we all look very closely at what our competitors do. So we know our competitors will be looking, and we don't have to show it yet, so we're not.
So what has been the main area of development, would you say? Because I know you said it's very similar to last season, but what is the absolute newest item on this car?
Well, I mean, if you leave the power unit out of it for the moment, because that's HPP's responsibility, but here in Brackley, the main area, of course, has been the aerodynamic development, because most of the sort of substructure of the car was carried over from the year before. So aerodynamic development to put as much downforce on the car as possible, but elsewhere on the car, developments to try to make it so that the bits underneath can live longer, so that we don't have to replace them so often, so that in a budget cap, we can operate more efficiently.
Let's bring in Toto Wolff for the final straight. Toto, it's the beginning of a new era for F1 with the budget cap. How important is that for the sport?
The budget cap is extremely important in my opinion, because the costs were escalating over the last 10, 15 years, and it became not sustainable anymore. And in that way, we are now operating in the same financial framework, and it becomes exciting because there will not be many differences in terms of spending between the teams. And we love the challenge. We have taken it on. It is at times very painful because all your processes need to be adapted in the end to achieve more efficiency. And we found out during the process that actually efficiency means performance. And the group that has worked around the project did a fantastic job, and I believe we're in a good position to extract the most of the limited resource that is available. I hope she's fast. We will see in Bahrain at the first race, and we will do everything to make her faster during the season. So thank you for all of your support. We will hope you cheer for us, and we'll try to pay you back with some good entertainment. Thank you.
Nicely done, Toto. Thank you very, very much. James, thank you again. Very best of luck this season, guys. Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it from Mercedes. The next time you will see them, this beast will be on track. Until then, bye-bye.